What's up, metal heads? Boom! It is me, Eric, here with another. Is it a reaction video or is it an album review? I think it's kind of a little bit of both because we're gonna do. No, I got her upside down. Baby metal, baby metal. How many of you are baby metal fans out there? This goes back to when they first kind of hit the scene, I guess you could say, when they had that one song called Chocolate something, or was it called Candy? That's something to do with, so here's the thing, I don't own any of the records except for this one. I thought I'd take a chance on a new album. Because when I heard them back then, as much as I liked that song and I thought they were really unique, I love the way they do the stage moves. I love the way the choreography is just amazing. But I was also thinking, like, I don't know, is this a real band? Is it just a manufactured band, like how they do with the boy bands? And I'm gonna read a little bit about on their Wikipedia. And I was that's the only thing that was always holding me back from really taking them super serious, was being like a manufactured band like that. At the same time, years go by and they're still doing what they do. And even though they got one member less, because I think one of the girls, can't remember her name. We'll go through the names here in a little bit, but yeah, I guess she got poor health is what they call it. Poor health. You barely talk, man. Anyway, so she's not in the band no more, and I thought, well, what's it gonna be like with just the two members? And I kind of always thought every song was gonna be like. Then all of a sudden the verse. Then they break it in a nice big chorus. Like a lot of the songs I heard from them were really good. I love what they do with it. I love that they do that, and then they break into this really cool, very cinematic sounding, epic sounding chorus, which kind of sounds like it could fit on like almost any anime movie. So I thought I'd take a chance on a new album. I wanted to get it on vinyl. This is called The Other One. And I guess it's like a concept album, but the only disappointing thing about this being a concept album, from what I heard it's like part 2 of something. Maybe it's part 2 of the album before, but yeah, there's really not a whole lot inside the CD. And I was going to get the vinyl, but then the vinyl, it says clear vinyl, but it's just in like a plastic sort of casing. Like how picture discs come, but it's not a picture disc. It's just a clear vinyl in plastic casing. I was like, well, I don't want that, if the only way I'd get that if it was an actual picture disc, and if that's all they had available. But yeah, so I wasn't too pleased with the vinyl packaging. So I got the CD, and I thought I'd take a chance on it. So I put it on, and I loved it. I was expecting to not like it. I was expecting like, okay, I'm going to put it on. Why did I even buy this? I'm probably not going to like it. I'm probably going to hear it one time or probably won't even put it on, but if I do put it on, I'll probably hear it just one time and toss it. It's a fucking good album. It's like, they have a good way of combining technical, very progressive rock. I almost hear some Yes in there. I hear some Genesis, classic Genesis from the 70s. Those in Rush even, time changes. I always do this with my hands. I know that. Like I'm fucking making pizza or some shit. Anyway, I noticed that. Yeah, it goes into that, and then they also have the electronica music, which I'm not a big fan of EDM music. I mean, I like it. I don't like the kind that's just straightforward, freaking just all it is just instrumental, and it's just kind of designed for people to get high and dance to in a rave or whatever. I mean, it's good for that atmosphere, but as far as when it comes to songwriting, that's just not my style. But what I love is the combination of what they do is they use that style of music along with the guitars and everything else that's going on, and it's very well constructed songs. And they almost remind me on this album. There was a band that came out in the 90s, and there were these two Russian girls, and they were kind of like, I don't know if they were lesbians or not, but their videos kind of insinuated that there were these two girls that are in love and they're running away together, because they're trying to fight the power and everything else. And I remember having that CD, that first album, and just really loving it, because every song kind of had that adventure that you were listening to. These two girls were going on this adventure, and it was like this love story that I really fell in love with. And but I loved their music, and even though it was kind of manufactured and it was all mostly electronica style music, but just really good melodies. I mean. And that's one thing about me. Like anybody that knows me knows I'm all about melody. I gotta have a melody, and and I love music that don't have melodies. I just when I hear music with melody, that's just wow, that because I thrive myself as a songwriter to focus on the melody of my songs. And so this is what I get out of this album, is a lot of melodic things. And they still do the big choruses, but they're not doing those kind of cheesy kind of verses like they did on that first song that I heard many moons ago. What they're doing is it's more cinematic sounding. It does sound a lot like it could be like a lot of anime films, but but what I was trying to get at is that it reminds me of that Tattoo band, the two Russian girls. The band was called Tattoo, like T.A.T.U. Look them up. I don't even know I think it might be still around too. I haven't heard nothing recent from them, but that was a good band, or whatever kind of band it is. But yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to sort of talk a little bit more about these guys, and I'm going to, we'll go and delve into like their history a little bit. But what we're going to do is I'm going to react to one of their videos. I haven't seen the latest video for this album. It's called Mirror Mirror. I was scouting YouTube to see what videos they have for this. And it looks like they released Mirror Mirror back in about 13 days ago, 14, 15 days ago, about 2 weeks ago. So, and I like the song on here. I heard the song already because I listened to the whole CD, and it's a really good song. So I'm very curious as to what the video is going to look like. And from one thing about BABYMETAL, from what I understand, is they have a really kick-ass stage show. And I've seen some footage, when they play the Wacken or whatever, those Wacken Air Fests, and they were good back then. But yeah, unfortunately, one of the girls got sick, and I guess she can no longer perform with them. So I was wondering what it was going to sound like with just two, but it sounds like to me like they got another person. Yeah, so it looks like so BABYMETAL, they're from Japan, obviously. I'm sure everyone knows that. They've seen them around. Tokyo, Japan, as a matter of fact, and their genres are considered kawaii metal. I'm not familiar with kawaii metal. I'm going to have to research that and maybe get into some, see what that sounds like. J-pop, Japanese pop, power metal, alternative metal. I can hear all of that in there. They formed in 2010, and it says here the band is produced by BABYMETAL. So the members are the singer, who's I guess she's like the main singer, is Suzuka Nakamoto, which she goes by Sue Metal, and then Moa Kikuchi, I think she does the more screams and all the kind of growls and screams and stuff, and her name is Moa Kikuchi, and her nickname is Moa Metal. And then I guess the new member is Momoko Ozaka Haki. So she goes by Momo Metal. Much more easier to pronounce. Momo Metal. The band is produced by BABYMETAL from a Muse talent agency. So that's what I'm saying. So they were put together by a talent agency. And typically that would turn me off from a band. But the difference with them is because they're still doing it, and I can hear the progression in their music as far as their songwriting. And then you see them on stage, you see them in their videos. It looks like they're really into it. Like they're not sort of being forced to it like a lot of those boy bands and stuff like that. Even the boy bands seem like they're having a good time, but you could tell like they probably go through a lot of shit with the management and have to deal with all the legal stuff and all the stuff like that. Whereas these girls, they seem like they're actually enjoying themselves. And I know they were very young when they first came out in the scene. I think they were like 16 or 17 or whatever. And yeah, super young. So they're probably, right now, I would imagine they're probably in their really early 20s. And, but yeah, from what I understand, the past member, the third girl from the older videos was Unimetal. And I guess she had to leave the band due to health reasons. And they never say what she ever had. And I was trying to read it and try to find out what she had. All it says was leave the band due to poor health. But then it says, we wish her the best, and she may pursue a solo career. So is her health that bad where she can't stay in the band, or is she just going to do stuff at home? I'd be curious to learn more about that. Yeah, so that's a little bit about BABYMETAL, as far as what we're dealing with here, the kind of band they are. They're like a manufactured band, but they also seem like a very solid band. You don't really hear a whole lot about the players, like the guitar players and the drummers and stuff. Because they're phenomenal musicians. You listen to these guys, they're just freaking all over the place. The only thing that turns me off about some of the guitar work is a lot of that, and I don't know, maybe I haven't heard the band to really make me want to like that kind of guitar sound. And I guess Slipknot is kind of close to it. I like Slipknot a lot, and I hear some Slipknot in this and some of the guitar, but it's that real tuned down low, but almost like, I guess it was that Dingent style music, Dingent metal or whatever. Yeah, there's something about it that I just can't really get so into it. And a lot of it's that sound of the guitar where it sounds like it's just processed. It sounds like it's coming from a computer, like, you know, or you're playing through a VST, like, you know, program or whatever. It's, you know, I'm an old school guy. I like just fucking Marshall amp, mic that shit, and use the natural distortion that comes out, you know, whatever pedals you have or distortion you use. But these, like, you know, newer guitar sounds where everything's run through a computer and into a recording program like Pro Tools or something. And yeah, I mean, there's some good sounds, but for me, it's just, I don't know, it takes away from the real organic feel that you look for in guitar playing. And that's something that I'm not really a fan of. But there's always a but. They do it well on this. They actually make me want to get more into that sound and listen to it more. Because they have a good combination of mixing the heavy guitars with electronica music, and on top of that, because to me it's most important, is they have really good melodies. The melodies in the verses are good. The melodies in the choruses are good. A lot of the choruses kind of sound the same, and they have that kind of they have that one formula where it's like some crazy guitar sound, time changes, and then the verse breaks down, and it's like kind of a melodic verse with like some kind of electronic stuff going on in the background. And then they break into this big chorus with long chords and you know, so that's kind of the one thing about them is like every song kind of has that same formula. But another but is they find a way to make it work and to where you're not feeling that it's being redundant. You don't get that feeling that it's being repetitive. So let's do this. Let's check out the video. Mirror, Mirror is for this song. And again, I'm a fan of this album, man. I didn't think I would be. I think this is going to be in my, if this is a 2023 release, which I think it is actually a 2023 release, I'm going to put it in my top 20. I think it's probably going to be in the top 20. I don't know how high up it'll be. You know, it's still early in the year. From the brand new album, the other one, here is BABYMETAL with Mirror, Mirror in 3, 2, 1. I love the soundscapes. Whoa. I'm still doing the little dancing stuff. Oh, I like that. English. There's that big chorus I was talking about. Crazy. I could practice 10,000 hours. I can't do that. That's that Slipknot sound right there. I like that, you know, as far as like, I like that sound. I've heard that melody before in another band. Like a Nightwish sound music. I love that breakdown, man. That's good right there. They still look the same. They could probably still 15. So what'd you think? Woo! Where my nose itch. They had to switch hats because, you know, I couldn't wear headphones in my Crocodile Dundee hat. Anyway, good video. You know, very much like a lot of their videos where it's just them dancing. I wonder if that's their stage show, because that looked like freaking amazing. If that's their stage show for this tour, then damn, I want to see them in concert. I know I think they're coming to the U.S. I know they're touring with... is it Hellstorm that they're touring with? I gotta double check that. I know they're touring with somebody. If I find it before I get to the editing, then I'll put it up in the video. So yeah, but I think they were playing in Chicago not too long ago. You know, I'm in Portland, Oregon, so if they come here, I'm definitely gonna see them live. That would be really cool. I like the video. I love the colors. I love the choreography. I love the song. It's a really cool song. I love the soundscapes that when it breaks down, it's so peaceful sounding. It's almost it's almost like you can meditate to it. The whole album is like that. The whole album has a lot of parts where you just feel at peace when you're listening to it. Even though there's those heavy, brutal parts like that comes in, but all of a sudden it breaks into like that. Those soundscapes is like I like to call them, where they're just and they're traveling through each ear when you play it with the headphones, and just really good production. I feel like sometimes the vocals could be a little too loud in some areas. The vocal mix, and sometimes the guitars get a little bit too muddy in some areas, but you know, I guess that's how they produced it and what they were going for. But other than that, it's a great record. Get out there and get it. It's called The Other One by BABYMETAL. I'm going to learn a little bit more about if it's a concept album. Like I said, I read somewhere it's part 2 of something, so I could have read that wrong, but I'm definitely going to find out. And I'm going to definitely go back and get their past catalog, like their first album and whatever album they have in between that one, the first album and this one. I'll have to look up their discography. So yeah, so get out there and support physical music from bands, because they can't make shit off streaming. You know, my music that I have on my song Call Me that I put out in October, it's up to about 26,000 streams now on Spotify. You can check out my video on my channel here. I got my music is on this channel. But my latest was Call Me. It's a Blondie cover, and I broke it down and made it real slow and gothic and dark. But 26,000 streams on Spotify. Now that's nothing compared to what these girls get probably. But you know how much I got paid so far on that? Maybe like 25 bucks now. I don't even think that much. No, I didn't get $25. I think I only got, yeah, I have to look at my DistroKid. It was somewhere it was around 20-something dollars. But yeah. Hey, but you know what? That 20-something dollars that can get me a record, a new vinyl record, or I can go eat somewhere, you know, get cat food, you know. I'm not a starving musician anymore. Well, I guess I'm not starving, but I just do it for fun. Anyway, thank you for checking this video out. I know it's not as long as my other ones, but I just had to do this because I just got this record in the other day. Was expecting to not really care for it that much. I was expecting to be kind of more of the same, which I always liked the stuff in the past, but it wasn't enough for me to buy the records. But now that I heard this, and I hear their progression in their songwriting, and I hear that even though they're a manufactured band, that they're serious and they love what they do. You could just tell that they really love what they do. That goes a long way to me, so I'm going to support them like I do any other band, manufactured or not, all right? So thanks for checking this out. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, the little bell, so you can actually get updates. I'm going to be doing some more reaction and review videos coming up soon. If you have anything you want me to react to, shoot me some ideas in the comments, you know, because I like to discover new music. And it doesn't have to always be metal or rock or whatever. It could be whatever genre. Shoot me some videos that might be funny to laugh at or something, you know. Yeah, it doesn't have to always be about music. Let's just have fun with this, all right? That's what it's all about. Having fun. Not making money. Just have fun. So, I'm going to go join BABYMETAL. Get my dance moves down and go join BABYMETAL. and I shall see you all next time. Remember, be kind to each other. If you're not good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else. Horns up. Peace out.